Hello there! I'm Professor Don, and welcome to EXP Share, a video guide series where I try to help those of you who are low level to the point where you're able to fight on your own. Corrin and Bayonetta released a few days ago, and I've been hard at work in the lab playing the new characters. Corrin is a lot more straightforward than Bayonetta, but I figured I'd share some tips for beginners or those of you who are interested in the character and just might not know about some of the things you can do with Corrin. If you haven't already, I'd recommend watching Sakurai's walkthrough of Corrin's moves in the final video presentation. As a side note, I love Corrin's side special, Dragon Lunge. It gives Corrin a lot of fun, unique, and effective options, and I think it really embodies Corrin's theme of choice from Fire Emblem Fates, because it literally has you choosing sides. That being said, most of my tips will have something to do with Dragon Lunge. So, without further ado, tip number 1. You can steer how far you hop with the grounded Dragon Lunge by inputting the opposite direction or even letting go of the stick. This one is fairly simple, but I thought to include it anyway. You can even hop in place if you let go of the stick quick enough after inputting the side special. If you set your C-stick to special, it becomes much easier to hop in place because of how C-stick works. This could make for some interesting feints. Tip number 2. Speaking of Fire Emblem feints, sometimes you don't need to go for the attack after doing the hop. If your opponent shields in anticipation for the attack, simply land and go for a grab instead. This tip is a little bit more advanced because it requires you to make a read on your opponent, shielding and not reacting. What you're basically doing is an empty jump grab, which is actually probably safer if you do it the normal way, but doing it with the side B is a nice mix-up of your mix-up. Tip number 3. Corrin doesn't have a wall jump, but you can use Dragon Lunge into the wall and jump from there, or even lunge kick into the wall to just mix up your timing even more for recovering. Tip number 4. Corrin's back air gives you a little push forward similar to Rob's back air, which can be the little bit you need to recover back to the stage. I'd recommend setting your C-stick to attack so you can perform the back air using the C-stick while holding forward on the left joystick to keep your momentum. That's just a good tip in general and not really specific to Corrin, because you actually lose a lot of aerial control if you just have the C-stick set to the default smash attack. Tip number 5. To do a quick stick into the ground with Dragon Lunge, you can try to press the B button again after pressing side B quickly, but there are some easier ways of doing it. When you're doing the Dragon Lunge hop, roll your thumb to the A button or press the Z button with your index finger in rapid succession. If done correctly, you'll do a quick stick. This is probably the most useful trick I have because you can easily get access to the Dragon Lunge options quickly instead of timing your attack at the end of the hop. Tip number 6. Corrin's neutral special, Dragon Fang shot, has 2 parts to the move that you can charge independent of each other. And what that means is you can do a fully charged projectile, but not charge the bite, and you'll have less cooldown to go for a follow-up like fair or even a reverse aerial rush back air. You can also shoot an uncharged projectile and charge the bite. The charged bite does vicious amounts of knockback, which is especially nice coming off the stun of the Dragon Fang shot projectile. In most cases, it's probably not optimal to charge both. When charging Dragon Fang shot in the air, you will fall normally. However, charging the bite portion of the move in the air will stall your momentum. I personally like to call this technique the hover hand, despite Corrin having the charisma to get any man or woman they want. This is useful for coming back to the stage while mixing up your timing and can also make for a pretty effective way to edgeguard. Tip number 7. Going back to Dragon Lunge again, it can ledge cancel. Space yourself properly near the ledge and do the little hop. From there you can go for a ledge trump. You can also do a quick stick in the opposite direction after the ledge cancel, which puts you in a position to do some other cool stuff. Tip number 8. Most people already know that if you land a hit with the tip of Corrin's forward smash, or even side special, it does a lot more knockback. However, what you might not know, because it wasn't explained in that final video presentation, is the fact that Corrin's forward smash has an active hitbox while charging the smash attack, similar to Ness in previous games. This property encourages you to use the move up close as well as its maximum range. Even holding the charge for just a little bit will allow you some time to confirm into the actual smash attack. But don't hold it for too long though, because the opponent can potentially fall out. You may even want to point the smash attack upwards to follow along with a knockback from the chainsaw Johto hits. Tip number 9. Because of the range of Corrin's forward smash and Corrin's reasonable run speed, retreating and doing a pivot forward smash can be a strong tactic, especially if you space yourself properly for the sweet spot. Doing this near the ledge as an edge guard can cover a lot of get-up options, especially when you combine it with my previous tip of charging the smash attack. Using Dragon Lunge planted in the ground near the ledge is also a good way of covering options, with the benefit of being able to jump. However, jumping from Dragon Lunge is very rigid and there's quite a bit of cooldown before you can actually perform any aerial. And finally, tip number 10. Right before you are about to lose your last stock, pause the game, press L, R, A start, then start, and then on the character select screen, switch to Sheik. I'm just kidding. For my actual final tip, Corrin has kill throws in up and down throws at around 130 to 140%. That depends on a number of factors, including DI, stage blast zones, weight, and fall speed of the character being thrown, and the amount of rage you have. If you happen to throw them and they don't die due to miscalculating those factors, you'll have the other throw that you didn't use as a fresh backup that didn't just get staled. If you want to be extra safe, pummel a few more times. And there you have it, 10 tips for playing Water Dragon Marth. Corrin. Hopefully I've helped you learn something new about Corrin, or at the very least got you more interested in playing the character. In the description I've included some links to optional extra credit reading assignments for those of you who are hungry for more resources. There's only so much I can include in one video, you know. I do have plans for another video with 10 tips on fighting against Corrin, so look forward to that. And if you have any questions about playing Corrin, feel free to ask me because I do like to answer questions and respond to your comments in general. If you have some tips of your own to share for me and other people, leave it in the comments and I may just include it in my next video. Please subscribe, like, and share this video if you want to see more guide videos like these. I do pay attention to comments, likes, view count, and etc. to gauge what kind of content you guys are interested in watching, so it really helps out a lot. As always, thanks for watching and see you next time.